Yeah, I think I have an issue. Hey everyone, this is the ShutInBakas. My name is Chris. As you saw from that intro bit, I have a spending issue. So basically, I thought I'd try something a bit different. I'm going to be showing off what I've bought within the past few months, maybe the past month. I don't actually remember how long ago I bought all this shit. But I wanted to talk about the stuff that I've been buying, and what better way to do that than a real life show off video. I swear I'm not trying to flex. I'm I'm a minimum wage worker, guys. I just don't save any money. Anyway, let's get into it, shall we? Alright, first of all, I think we should hang out with our Blu-rays that I got this month. So first off, as you can see, K-On! The complete season. So this is season 1, 2, and the movie. I'm currently rewatching K-On! Because, of course, why wouldn't you? It's an amazing Kyoto Animations creation, a masterpiece, you could say. And overall, I would say it's definitely worth the watch, even if you're not a big fan of music. So, as you can see on the inside here, it's a weird design. It's kind of like a fold-out case. So you've got all the discs just kind of hanging out in these pouches. Hanging out in these pouches. And yeah, it's a good little thing, you know, it works, but honestly I would have preferred if they just gave me normal cases, because I feel like if you put this upside down, everything would fall out. So here's an art book, and you can see all the characters, some promotional artwork. It's pretty good stuff, really. And lastly, we have some promotional art cards, which I believe these were used for the original DVD releases. So, you know, you'd have part 1, part 2, part 3, all that jazz. And yeah, it's just nice little, you know, collection stuff that you get with this. Nothing substantial, just nice little things you can have, you know, just to remember that you paid for this K-On! Box set. Next up is a movie that I've been meaning to watch for a while called Penguin Highway, which I still haven't seen. I just bought it yesterday. But I'll probably make a video on it because I've been thinking of making more movie videos because I'm trying to watch more anime movies recently. And Penguin Highway seems like it would be a good way to get into it. I've also got a whole backlog of Makoto Shinkai films that I want to make videos on because they are very good movies. So I'll get into that at some point. So yeah, those were the 2 Blu-ray purchases I made recently. I have got obviously a lot more. I've got God knows how much DVDs and Blu-rays. But those are the 2 that I bought recently. Next up, let's move on to That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Season 1, Part 1 manga box set. That isn't a mouthful. So, basically, this comes with the first 6 volumes of the manga, and I love the anime. That's not a secret. I really love the anime of Slime. It's a really chill series when it wants to be, and it also gets really depressing and nutty when it wants to as well. So I think it does a good, in-between job. So yeah, let's take a looky. So as you can see, they've got some nice artwork. The camera's a wee bit, too short to pick it up, sadly. So you'll just have to take my word for it that it's nice. So you can go in here and you can grab the first volume, which, has all these really well, drawn pictures. My goodness, the art for the manga is really detailed. And, it actually kind of puts the anime to shame in some ways, because it's, really different in a way. Everything's familiar. You see the characters and you go, oh, right, those guys. But they somehow all look different as well. So, I think that's impressive in its own right. So, yeah, and they've also got these, what were they called? Valdora's Diaries? Sorry, my cat is walking around and trying to upset the video. So they've got these Veldora Diary light novels here, which basically just gives you a little inward dialogue of Veldora, and I'm pretty sure they made OVAs out of those, so that's neat, I guess. They've also got these bonus bits, and yeah, they've also got, you know, the obvious promotional materials for the other things around in here. So yeah, the only real, you know, benefit you get to getting this as opposed to the box and the obvious large amount of manga is these little plushy stickers, which I'm not going to take out of the foil because I don't want to use these because they're cute and I don't want to use them. It's also collector's value, so it's that sort of thing. But yeah, overall, that's that time I got reincarnated as a slime season 1 part 1 manga box set. From what I am aware, the part 2 of this box set is going to be coming out in November of this year, which is a bit far off. I could probably buy the rest of the volumes and beyond in that amount of time, so probably won't get that, depending, but we'll see. I know it is a bit hard to find the rest of the manga physically nowadays, so this might be your only option to get the first 6 volumes in a set. So yeah, keep a lookout for that one if you guys really like Tensura, Slime Dattaken. And yeah, moving on. Right, so now we're moving on to my individual manga volumes that I've been picking up at my local bookstore, which, my goodness, they are really getting into the manga spirit because they are buying quite a lot. So, first up, something I bought recently. It is No Matter What You Say, Furi-San is Scary. And this is just a really relaxing, chill, kinda rom-com. It's basically exactly what the title says. It's a light novel tier title. It's basically this girl that looks like she's very upset and is a gangster, you know, a delinquent, but realistically she's just a cute girl who likes cutesy things, and she has a crush on the main character, Kun, which is absolutely terrified of her. And yeah, it's a cute story. As far as I'm aware, there is 3 volumes of this out right now, but I've only got the first volume here to show you. It's really cute. I would recommend watching it if you're wanting a rom-com of the same kind of vein as Komi, where, you know, Komi just kind of has its own niche sort of thing, like its gimmick, where Komi can't communicate. Whereas this one is just kind of like the girl is scary, quote-unquote, so she's obviously trying to throw hints at him like, hey, I'm interested in you in that kind of way, wink wink, nudge nudge. But the guy is obviously oblivious to this. And I'm hoping that this ends well, like they get together and they live happily ever after. That would be lovely. But it could end up being a Komi where it just keeps going for 20 volumes and there's still nothing going on. I'll get into a Komi another time. So, next up we have Necromance, which is a fantasy novel, not an isekai, which is obviously okay, that's a good place to turn to. Okay, demonetize it already. So this is basically a story about a guy who, he's the hero. He is in a party to defeat the Demon Lord, and he had this cute, childhood friend. He had a crush on her. He said that I'll confess my feelings to her after we beat the Demon Lord, but he died horribly. He died pretty horribly fighting the Demon Lord. Yeah, so basically, then at his funeral, everyone's like, oh god, oh, I miss him so much, and I'm pretty sure the best friend was like, oh man, I loved him and all that, and he decided, you know what, I'm gonna do a pro-gamer move, I'm gonna come back to life. So he did. I'm pretty sure it was a curse of the Demon Lord, something like that. He became undead, like a zombie. And basically, he's all like, oh yes, I love you too, and now they're all like, oh yes, we're together, and we're gonna get married and all that. But the problem is, since she's a holy priest, a mage, basically he can't touch her because he's undead, and basically it's just a whole case of, man, they want to bang but they can't. I know, that sounds like a terrible plot synopsis, but it's actually a decent manga. You know, it's a good fantasy thing to read. You get some interesting characters and some good artwork, I'll give you that. The artwork is pretty good. And yeah, as far as I'm aware, they've already released a second volume of this, and a third one is on the way. So if you're wanting a fantasy rom-com set in, you know, a generic JRPG world, with some ecchi in it, then you will want to pick up Necromance, because I feel like this one could become an anime. So yeah, if you're like me and you like to get ahead of the anime with the manga, then Necromance could be good, because I have a feeling it's going to become an anime at some point in the future. Next up is Headhunted to Another World from Salaryman to Big 4. This is just an isekai. It's an isekai. But it's a wee bit different. It's not just, oh yes, I got reincarnated and became OP to defeat the Demon Lord. No, this guy's working for the Demon Lord as a salaryman of negotiations. So basically, the Demon Lord was struggling with negotiations around his territories with other big nations. And he summoned a dude that he'd been keeping an eye on, who had been pretty good at negotiations in his real world life, at his real life job. So he summoned him to another world and said, hey, I'm not going to force you, but please come and help us with negotiations with with these countries. And, you know, we'll reward you, unlike your real job. So he's like, okay, sure, why not? And you have these really good character designs, along with the really cute demon girls. I mean, what more do you want, demon girls? I also love the fact that this is the Demon Lord here. He basically looks like a bad guy from Power Rangers. And yeah, overall, there's a lot of good stuff in this. It's a rom-com as well, because he's going to start creating a harem unbeknowingly, I'm sure. He's not going to have any idea that there's a harem going on. But there is a lot of ecchi in this, of course, because, let's be real, most manga have ecchi in it, because they don't have the same rules as anime. But yeah, it's just a cute show. A cute read. And yeah, they have these nice little relationships going on, I suppose. It's kind of hard to explain what I like about this, other than it's just cute. So, that's that. Next up is, when will Ayumu make his move? So, this one is made by the same creator of Teasing Master Takagi-san, which his name is Soichiro Yamamoto. And basically, you can tell it's his artwork because of forehead. Not even kidding, all of his character designs have a giant forehead. That's not even a joke. So basically, this is a comedy rom-com, of course, about a guy and a girl in the shogi club at their school, at their high school, that is. And basically, in this shogi club, there are only those two. So, the girl is a senior, I'm pretty sure, and she's just the only one left. And overall, the guy is like, oh yes, I really like her, but I will not tell her that until I beat her in shogi. Too bad this girl is a shogi master, so he's going to take forever to complete his goal. But she's pretty decent at teasing him, like, oh yeah, if you like me, it's fine, annoyed, you could just admit it right now. And he keeps having to resist not telling her that he likes her, because it's obvious that she likes him as well. But it's kind of like this weird game that they're playing at this point. It's like Kaguya-sama Lovers' War, where like whoever confesses loses. But yeah, it's extremely cute. I really love this manga. It's I have no idea what's happening most of the time when it comes to shogi. I suck at chess as well, so shogi is even worse for me. But yeah, overall this is a very cute manga, and I think there's an anime adaptation of it announced for later this year or the next year. So keep an eye out for that, because this is going to be a very cute anime, along with the, very cute manga. I've also got the second volume here, because I picked them up at the same time, so good stuff. Sorry, my voice is starting to go a bit, because this recording is going on for quite a bit, so what a break. Stay hydrated, people. Stay hydrated. So, next up we have a currently airing anime called Shikimori is Not Just a Cutie, which, kind of sums up the show. Not gonna lie. So I picked this up before the airing of the show. I wanted to see what it was about before it came out, and I can say, without a doubt, it is good. It is a good manga, and it is going to be a good show. I haven't watched the anime yet. I think it's about 2 or 3 episodes in as of recording this. But the manga is surprisingly decent. The artwork can be a bit rough here and there, but I think that adds to the charm. And yeah, as you can see, there's just a whole bunch of cuteness in it, but it's kind of obvious that the whole joke is, oh, Shikimori's cute, and then she's all, oh, I'm a serious cool guy, cool girl, sorry, and same thing really. And overall, there's just a whole bunch of, the same jokes over and over again. So I'm wondering what they're going to do for the future with this series overall. So that's kind of what I'm curious about. I've only got the first volume here of this, so I can't really, say anything more. I'll probably make an anime review of this, because I'll definitely watch it. So yeah, that's Shikimori is Not Just a Cutie. Next up is something I've been collecting recently. Interviews with Monster Girls. This is a older manga from about 2014, and its anime adaptation came out in 2017. Basically, it's just a manga about a world where demi-humans are commonplace, and they're just starting to get their recognition as, being citizens. And there's this guy who's a teacher who was trying to do a paper on studies for these demi-humans, and yeah, he ended up being rejected for that, and he had to become a teacher in biology or whatever it was. And yeah, he's like, oh, I'll probably never meet a demon girl or a demi-girl. And the 4th year of him in his job, he just meets like 4 demi-girls. And yeah, it's just very bizarre. Like, there's a whole bunch of random bits here and there, and all of the characters are recognizable. I know who they are when I see them. The artwork is a bit rough. Again, I think that kind of adds to the charm, but I do recommend you watch the anime, because getting all of this together is quite expensive. This is $30 New Zealand per volume for this. So yeah, it's kinda nutty in terms of price. So yeah, overall I think it's a good manga, it's a good read. Also got the 2nd volume, got the 3rd one, and also got the 4th one. So yeah, overall I think, it's a good read, but I would recommend you watch the anime. Or unless you want to support the creator. Lastly, we have Soul Eater, the Perfect Edition, number 1. So I love Soul Eater, and I love Fire Force. So when I saw this at my local store, I thought, you know what, I'm getting it, why not? So, Fire Force and Soul Eater, same universe. We'll have to make a video on that eventually, but for the moment, I've been flicking through the pages of this. I haven't read it, but since I already know it, I've already, watched the anime. There's a lot of lewd content that I completely forgot about. I just completely forgot about the fact that there is so much lewd content in this. But, yeah, overall there is quite a lot of interesting artwork. Like, it looks good, don't get me wrong, but I'm just so used to the anime artwork that I just can't really... I don't know, I just don't really like it, I guess? I don't know, it's kind of hard to say, but that's just kind of my opinion. I don't like it as much as the anime artwork, but it's good, I still recognize all the characters, obviously. So, yeah, Soul Eater. I'll have to make more videos on the older shows that I love, such as Soul Eater, and we'll have to make one on Fire Force, which I just recently watched. And yeah, overall, that was my entire collection of stuff. Once again, sorry for the lack of uploads. There's just been a lot going on in life recently, as for everybody. Not trying to make excuses, just saying how it is. So, yeah, we'll be making more videos on currently airing shows. There's a lot, so we'll have to get to it eventually. So yeah, anyway, thank you all for watching. Hit the like button if you liked the video, dislike it if you didn't, leave a comment telling me what you thought of all the crap I bought, and if you have it yourself. Let me know if you want to watch more of this sort of stuff, because I'm more than happy to make more of these kinds of videos. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.